Hello, iSmarters. It's Tracy Byer, and I'm going to show you how to become an expert at using Quizlet, which is a web-based program that creates flashcards and study games for students and teachers alike, since we're all studying and trying to keep up with grad school. But it's a great program, and let me show you how to do it. So first you need to do is go to the website, which is Quizlet.com. And it will send you to this kind of very attractive home page. And the first thing you need to do is sign up for an account, which is really cool. It's free with some small limitations, not a whole lot. You can also sign up for other accounts that are paying, which is kind of cool, and I'll show you that. So since I already have an account, I am going to show you how to sign up using my husband. So he's probably going to wonder why he's getting emails, but that's okay. All right, so and you have to have an email and a password. So you just create those. You have to agree to the terms of service, and then you have to sign up. So here are your options if you wish to pay. Now you can start using it for free, which I've used it for free for several years. Well, maybe not several years, for at least last year, school year. I just upgraded to the Quizlet Plus for this school year, which allows me to add pictures to my flashcards. So that kind of helps my ELL students and some of my other lower level students because it helps them see pictures to go along with the words or the vocabulary words. But you can do Quizlet Teacher. It allows you to kind of avoid any ads that pop up, which there aren't really any, and there's none that are scary, so all the ads are pretty legit, not inappropriate. And Search Teacher created sets, so it allows you to kind of filter some of your searches. So it's really kind of cool. But it's not required. So we're just going to use the free Quizlet, and I'm going to show you what all you can do there. And so what's awesome about Quizlet is very user friendly. It gives you these pop-ups. It shows you how to do a lot of stuff. So, and it kind of gives you these little icons. So it's sort of self-selected an icon for my husband, which you can change when you go to your profile. But for time's sake, we're not going to play with that. It's just kind of fluff stuff. So I'm going to show you how to create a set. And so you click on create, you give it a name. Oops, it helps if I spelled right. Let's do iSmart Professors. You can give it a description if you want to. You don't have to. I'm going to call it grad school. Visible to everyone, or just me, or certain classes, or people with a password. What I do here is I only allow people with a password to see that. And that's typically a way to help me keep other people in. You can also make it everyone, and then you can adjust the other deals like editors, just me. It allows only you to change your stuff. Allow set discussion. If you're going to leave it visible to everyone, I would take this one off and not allow set discussion because you don't know who's going to take or who's going to look at your sets if you make it visible to everyone because this is web-based and so it will open it up to anyone who has a Quizlet account. So I would keep allow discussion off and not check that. If you are going to filter it where you only allow certain classes, which we'll talk about in a minute, um, or people only with a password so that you know exactly who's entering your Quizlet class or your Quizlet account or work with that particular set, then you may want to allow set discussion. Just for this purpose, we're just going to leave it on everyone. I'm also only going to allow just me because again, if you change this, then people can change your sets as they wish. So you kind of scroll down here and it gives you this little template, and this is what you add stuff. Now you can import data, so if you already have information almost like a spreadsheet or whatnot, you can import it and it'll come right over. But you do have to choose a language, so you want to start with English, and it will translate for you if you want. It'll make it in a different language, but let's just do English to English, make life easier. So I'm just going to list, let's say, Dr. Chavot. Oops, helps if I spelled it correctly. Sorry, Dr. Chavot. Ooh, it's really bad. Hit the tab button, it'll send it over to what matches with Dr. Chavot. So you can say I'm not spelling correctly today. Proportional reasoning. Click again or tab over. You could say Dr. Wong and nature of science. Dr. Ramsey. Lots of reading. So I mean, there's lots of things that you can add, and so it's kind of infinite. We're just going to keep it at those three for now, for time's sake. But you can keep on going. It doesn't have to stop at 5. Every time you tab, it'll just keep going until you're done creating the set. It could be 20, it could be 30. I haven't found a limit to how big the set can be yet. So once you're done adding your sets, you just create sets or create the set by clicking on that, and it'll show you what you typed in. So you can almost kind of double check. You can add or remove terms, so you can kind of work with it quite a bit. And then up here are what all the different things you can do with the set that you created. So if you want to work with flashcards, it'll pull them up. And you just, this little warning here just is a one-time thing to tell you or to show you how to flip. So Dr. Chavot was proportional reasoning. So you can double check yourself by clicking on the card and it'll flip it for you. You can go to the next card by clicking down here, Dr. Wong, nature of science. You can check if you're correct. Go to the next card. And so it's a great way to study, lots of reading. So it's really kind of cool. When you're done with that, there's lots of little choices on the side here, what you want to do with. You could start with both sides. Looks like that. That makes it kind of hard to read, or I mean hard to study with. You could start with the definition instead of the term. You can shuffle them so they go in different order. I mean, there's lots of really cool things that you can do with how this works. So those same tabs that were on the front before you started are again up here at the top. You can do learn. This helps you kind of study them. It'll pull up proportional reasoning. Okay, who was that? That was Dr. Chavot. And you do have to spell it right, or it'll tell you you're wrong if you spell it wrong. Oops, which again, I did. Oh my goodness. Answer, it'll give it correct. It'll actually grade you as well. Go to the next one, lots of reading. Dr. Ramsey. Again, correct. Click again. So this is just a great way to get the kids to study other than flashcards. Then when you're done, it gives you round 1. You could start over. You could do, you could be done with it there. You've got speller. What's cool about tests is if you're a teacher in a bind and you want to give a vocabulary test, guess what? You can click on this. You can make it written. You can make it multiple choice. You can make it true false. You can make it only written, only multiple choice. There's lots of ways that you can do this, and here's the beautiful part. You can print it. As long as you're connected to a printer, boom, hit that button, prints it out. You can give it to your students as a test or a quiz in class, or you can give it to the students who don't have the opportunity to work with a computer at home to help them study. It's great. You can also print the flashcards. So I'm going to go back to that. And you should be able to print the flashcards as well. That might be back in the set, sorry. So you can do it as a grid, you could do it as a list. There it is, print. So when you want to print the flashcards, you can print it as a sheet. This will help you study. My son uses this a lot with his geometry theorems and postulates. You can do it where it looks like a glossary. You can make it to where it prints like this, so when you print it, you can cut them apart, fold them in half, staple or whatever, and you've created your flashcards. There's all sorts of really cool things. You can open it as a PDF. Um, so it's a really cool program with a lot of print options that help you with kids that don't have computers at home. Another thing that you can do is join other classes. So let me show you how this works. I am going to use my husband's account to join my actual science vocabulary class that I created for my students. So you go in the search, you type in the name of the class, so Mrs. Beyer, Science Vocabulary, and there are 12 classes. Make sure, see BBJH, that's my school, Magnolia, Texas, and you can click on that. And so it's active, here's what's going on, and you could see all of my vocabulary lists that I've created in my class. And then it gives you the prompt, join class. The way I have it set up on my account is that when someone clicks to join the class, you have requested to join, waiting for approval from the class administrator. All right. So then as a teacher, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to go to my email account, except this is not my school email account, so it's not going to show up there. So let me hop on real quick and sign out. And let me pull up my school. This won't take but a minute. And I'm going to show you what it looks like when you get an email. So Quizlet, new request to join my science class. So I'm going to click on that and it'll show you. So this is a way to kind of keep track of that. So I've got a user that's called E-1234, as well as my husband's going to be there. So it's going to send me to my Quizlet account if I click on that link. And this will be my personal account. If it's not, then it'll show up. So it just opened it up as my husband. So I'm going to log that out. And I'm going to log in as me. So this is the teacher side of it, or what you're going to see on the teacher side. And see this little prompt here? I'm going to click on that because this is what mine is. And here we go. I have two people. And again, here is what I just requested to do as my husband. So that's really kind of cool. So you can see my account that's already active, and I've already had it going, and these little icons are kind of all my little students. And you can see I have 24 members. And so I can click on that as the teacher and see all of my students or all of the people that are signed up on my account. I even have a couple of parents. I'm just going to kind of rat this one out. There is, where did I pass her up? This is actually one of the teachers I work with. I had her son last year, and so she's on my Quizlet account to help her son study. That way she can pull it up. I can invite more people, and then I can also look back at my sets, and these are the sets that are in my class. And so I can see right now that this person is studying one of my sets because we're having a vocabulary quiz tomorrow. So I have two students that are working right now at studying and getting ready for the lunar phase and tides vocabulary quiz tomorrow. So that's also really kind of cool. You can see who's studying what. And I can also click on my set right there, and it'll give me some profiles of what's going on. So this is the set. Now again, remember I signed up for the plus, and I was able to add pictures to my vocabulary words. But on the free version, you can't add pictures. So that's kind of really cool. And that's how Quizlet works. So I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you utilize it because it's a big help. I have lots of students who love what I'm doing. Thank you.